Welcome to Match Fishing Masterclass. You join me today at the lovely Willow Marsh Fishery in Kidderminster, which is in the West Midlands. I've come today for a little practice really. I'm on here tomorrow filling in on a winter league for one of my friends, so I just thought, because I want to do well for him tomorrow, I'll come for a little practice. We're fishing the Friday Open and we're on sandpipers. I've drew peg 42, which is a lovely looking peg. It's got an island chuck at 27 yards, it is, directly to the island from where I'm sitting. But we've got some room to our left. We've got 4 empty pegs in the corner and then the next guy's there. So I've got, to be fair, that the whole left hand side of the island to chuck at, unless the guy over there wants to chuck to it, which is quite a far chuck from where he is. But yeah, I've never fished here before. I've seen the place before a couple of years ago, but yeah, I'm plumbing up. It's quite deep on the long pole, so I've opted for 30 metres just off to the left, out the way. That's my first rig. I've opted for a rig at top 5, which will cover 2 lines, left and right, and then a method line to the island. I've put all my pole lines out the way, just because I'm going to be casting that method and pulling the method through the peg, just so that them lines are out the way, then it's not going to disturb the fish. Dead simple setup. The rigs on the pole, they're 0.4 floats. They set up themselves. So the first one, so the short line, we've got 15 Duraslip from Preston. That's the 019 power line, 0.4 float, and this is with a bulk and 2 droppers. And then a 14 hook, and the hook length line's 015, so I can step that up to 017 if I need to in a bit. But it's dropped. It's dropping colder on the nights now. We're just coming to autumn, so the fish won't be pulling as hard as they have been in the summer. They'll be slowing down now, ready for winter. So that's the first rig. The second rig's very similar, but this is for the long pole, so I've opted for a bit lighter elastic, 0.4 float again, and then this one's just got a strung out shotting pattern. Bit less positive really. And then my method line. So the rod itself is a 10 foot, only because we're chucking 27 yards. Anything under 35 yards really, I'll opt for a 10 foot. Main line's 020 Suffix Advance. And then we've got a 20 gram Preston ICS method feeder, down to a quick change bead and 019 hook length with a size 14 hook on again. 4000 size reel. And that's it, dead simple. We've got about 5 minutes to the all-in. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you at the all-in. That's the all-in. Just going to start on the method. Give me a chance to watch what's going on around the lake. Ah, stray in the tree, look at that. It's not good, is it? Try again. As you can see, there's a willow just overhanging the tree. Just overhanging the island. So I need to try and chuck quite low and quick just to try and avoid that willow. But it happens to the best of us. Try again. Try and look where them branches are overhanging. There's a little opening, there is. Strike it again. Oh, I can see what's happening here. I can't get it in there. That's 2 attempts. We'll get it in a minute. Oh my God. Right, come on then. There we go. Third time lucky. Even though that was a terrible cast, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Didn't take long, did it? It felt like a massive fish. Might be one of them F1s. The sun's that bright in the water I can't actually see much at all. Oh well, it's a fish to start. F1. That was better. Beyond. That's a better fish, that's a carp, that is. Fish, carp, probably £6. Just fishing a 6mm durable pellet on the hook. Just put them into some water just to soften them up, because they're normally quite hard. And I want them coming off the hook when I'm reeling in, just to speed things up a little bit really. saves me having to come back, pull the bait off, rebait. I always like to put fresh bait on anyway. Much better now. Just took me 3 or 4 casts just to get used to just that feel of how I need to cast. Be under no illusion, every angler on this planet has difficulty now and again. So when you're fishing, you make a little mistake, just bear with it, give yourself time to adjust. I've not done this kind of thing for a long time, so I'm going to be rusty. I'm just giving myself a little bit of time to adjust. I've only been fishing like 15 minutes, I've got 2 nice fish. Guy on my right's just hooked one. Getting a couple of indications now, so there's obviously a few fish coming into the area. Just had an F1 to my right. That was a quick bite. I definitely want to be tight to that island, and to be honest, from what I can feel when I'm casting, I reckon it's a good 3 foot, maybe a little bit deeper up that island. It's definitely not shallow. This is just an F1. Yeah. Oh no, it's caught. Caught up about 3.5 pound, 4 pound. It's 4 pound. Nailed right in the bottom of the lip. So that's lovely now. Now I've got a feel for it. Not going anywhere by them trees. It's landing right up against the island. Just them first few casts at the start. really caught me out, to be fair. Oh, I'll be on again. Carp. It's come out in the net. Lovely. Nice fish days like this. As you can see, when I'm casting, putting the rod over to my right, just when it hits the clip, because there's a gusting wind coming from right to left. So I'm putting my rod over to the right to stop the line, basically bowing off to the left. What can happen is when you hit the clip, the wind can blow your line off to the left, which then drags your feeder off to the left at the same time. Just setting my tip with like quite a slight bend, because I'm chucking up to that island and chucking right up against it. So a lot of the bites will be like a sharp tug and then a drop back, because the fish can't go any further away from you. It's either going to go towards you, left or right. So you need to be able to see when you've got a drop back. So you need that little bit of a bend in your tip. At the start, I chucked to bottom, and I dragged it to see if there was a slope, and it's a very, very gradual slope. There isn't like a sharp shelf that feeder falls down. That's why I'm just using a light 20-gram feeder. That's more than enough to hold there, and I can tighten up to it. These ICS method feeders from Preston, I don't think you can beat them. Carry a little box. It's got a few small ones in there. Carry like 5 or 6 small ones, only in 20 and 30 gram. And then the medium ones I carry a few more of them because I carry them in different sizes. I've just got some really old methods. They're 15 grammers. Just in case I'm faced with a really soft bottom, I'll use one of them, just because they're quite light. That's all I carry really, just a few methods with a few different stems. A few small, medium and large, he'll be on. Someone, I think. It's like my peg's totally changed now. But it actually hasn't, it's my casting. Because I've had like 9 casts now. I'm getting a feel for it, getting more confidence, and I'm landing it right by that island. And that's obviously where the fish want to be. Got it. That's one of them carp, about 4 or 5 pound. To be fair, I did say at the start about them fish I seen showing in the middle of the lake, the ones I seen, quite big fish. But round that island, they're the ones that I was seeing. And 3-4 pounders. That one just touched the island then, to be fair. Give it a couple of minutes, it hit the island, the bank, and just bounced back a little bit. Just give it a minute. Quite a few fish topping, long down my left hand edge. It's like a reed bed down there, about 25 metres. So depending on how we get on, later on today, I might plumb up long down the edge just to have a look. And just put some bait there and just leave it if we need to. I've got one edge rig set up just for short, really, left and right. It's quite deep and it shelves up really nice, quite flat down the edge. But the water's quite clear, so we might not fish down there, I'm not sure. Might put a bit of bait down there, see if we can see any colour change down the edge, see if any fish are coming down there. To wait a little bit longer that time, probably 3 minutes. smaller fish, F1. Yeah, nice F1 now, £3. From what I'd heard about this fishery, I thought it was a predominantly carp fishery, to be honest, but caught a few F1s. And the main fish I've seen caught around the lake, not that I've seen many, are F1s. Hook baits I'm using are the 6mm betaine green durables from Dynamite. That's why when you see my hook bait, you're probably thinking looks green. It's because it is. Put them in a bit of water so they're not quite as dark as what they are to start off with. But I like green at this time of year when the water goes a bit clearer. I just don't think it's as like aggressive as some of the other colours. Oh, beyond that was quick. Just sinking my line then it was. That's a carp, I think. Feels like a better fish. Go on the next peg's even got some music on for us, which is nice. Bit of Radio 1. Lovely guy says to me at the start, he says, do you mind if I have a bit of music on, mate? I says, of course I don't. He said, I don't catch many fish, so I like to listen to a bit of music. I says, I don't catch many fish, that's why I film myself, so I can just talk to myself and keep myself entertained. Nice car. It's big £6. fish as I was sinking my line then. Don't think it's a big fish. If you don't mind if they're coming that quick. One. So we are just coming up to halfway through the match, and the last out has been steady really. I've had one nice fish, about £10, gorgeous mirror. I've got about £70 I reckon. And at the start, a couple of people said you'd want about £70 to win it, so I can't see that because I've got £70. What I'm going to do quickly, I'm just going to stick another net in because it's a £75 net limit, and I reckon I've got about £55 in that. So I'm just going to stick another carp net in. My F1 net's fine. The net rules on here are silvers and anything under £3 basically in one net, and then anything over £3 in another net. So yeah, as I've said before, what I like to do, I'll have 2 or 3 nets in, but I'll only use 2 at a time. So once I've basically hit my net limit on one net, I'll move it out the way so there's no chance of me putting any more fish in there. He's on. Carp. Oh, he's pulling. It's a big fish, I think. Feels heavy anyway. So I mean, first chuck back on the method, it goes round. You can't really afford to mess about on the pole when that's where they want to be, isn't it? Clearly, up that island. People catching odd fish in the middle of the lake. don't know the venues. The middle of the lake could be brilliant for catching fish in open water. Feels like a nice fish. Even though that pole line was no good, I've probably done that island good to just give it a rest. Probably £6. Just skimmed that tree then, I was lucky. So we've just come into the last hour now. I've had another go on the pole. It just seems like I'm wasting my time, to be honest, because I know there's fish to be caught over on that island. If I didn't have the island, don't get me wrong, there's no other choice but to fish the pole, but this island chuck's definitely the best way. I've fed a long margin line, just with like a full pot of corn and then a few micros, and I'll top it up in a bit. I will, because I think there might be a couple of big fish to be had on that late, like the last 20 minutes or so. But I'm watching, and there's a fair few people now fishing down the edge. The guy to my right's been fishing down the edge most of the days. Not caught anything down there. So I think the longer I can leave it, the better. Don't get me wrong, if I see someone bagging down the edge, that tells me that it's worth me going down there. But no one is really catching down there. Got £83 on my clicker, but that's just my 2 carp nets without my F1s. I imagine I've got to have over £100 now. But that's what I mean. What's the point in going? Well, you can't go on the pole if it's doing that. You'd be absolutely stupid to go on the pole. One thing I've definitely realised is the fish I'm catching are a lot smaller than the carp I've seen other people catch towards the middle of the lake. But I've caught a lot more of them than they have. And all that matters really is who's got the biggest weight, not who's got the biggest fish. How you doing, mate? You right? Sound. Well, I'm currently doing it. That's what I mean. It's absolutely pointless waiting, sitting down that edge. When I can go over there, that's probably only been in 2 minutes there. Small fish. It's better than no fish. It's like a ghosty. It's just a pretty little mirror. Don't know when to give up. Come on. God, to my left packing up now. Is that enough? £91 on the click up. That guy's just hooked another one now down the edge. The two I've seen him have down there are probably £10 a piece. But as long as I can keep putting these in the net, down back there they're like 4-pounders. He's not going to catch me. was hoping a few bigger ones was going to feed over there later on. It's probably just under £6 in, £5.5. Hope you on. It's about 4 minutes left now, so this is probably going to be my last fish. Got it. He was never coming off. Nailed right in the bottom lip. That's the all out. Right, we'll get the weighing done, and I'll see you in a little while. Are you ready? So.
stiff ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't really come out. A lot, to be fair.
No.
No. Not down here.
Surprised me how many I've caught, to be honest, the F1s.
And the little stocky ones as well.
Yeah. I know, yeah. That's what I thought. I've only had one big one.
And a bream.
Yeah. No one told me that was in here. No.
$24.3. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah, these ones.
133.4.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
They've just grew in here over the
Oh, mint. So we've all weighed in, and I've had £133 and 5 ounce, which has won the match. So, job done. Although I don't think I deserved to win the match. The way I started it off, we ended up catching squirrels up the tree. So the first 2 chucks was straight up the tree. I got caught out really. What I should have done is go to the side of the lake and look how far them trees actually stick out. I went round after the match, and they come out a good 10 foot. So I got caught out by that. Although I've not done it for a long time, chucking up to these little chucks up to islands. So yeah, we got into the swing of things. We've tried the pole today, and although I did sense a few fish coming into the peg, little liners and stuff, you would have had to be dead patient, and that method line was just too good. So what I've learnt today for tomorrow is I need an island chuck really, or the middle of the lake. £90 has come second, so we've had a good £40 lead, and then £70 third, and then the weight really dropped off. Then it's been quite hard, but job done. We've had a little practice, won some money in the making, and back here tomorrow. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.